And I'm gonna mute Gail. I'll mute me and you, and then if you put it on speaker view, it makes Linda big.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, so you're all set, Linda.
Okay, thank you. So good morning, everybody. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us in class today. So today's class will be a slow vinyasa flow to begin with, and then we'll move into our yin practice. So based on Cindy's sermon this past Sunday, I always look for a thread that will tie in our practice together with something that she has said. And of course, she says many wonderful things that give pause for thought. But as we're in the season of Lent, the one thing that she stated at the very beginning of her sermon was, during this time of Lent, what is it that we are preparing for? When Christ went into the wilderness, he was also preparing. So I would like us to focus on that question today. What is it you are preparing for? So just kind of keep that in mind today as we move through our practice. Also, last week we talked about pranayama. Prana meaning breath or spirit, and yama is the work of the breath, the work of the spirit. So when we practice yoga, we keep in mind always, as we're inhaling and exhaling, this notion of the power of breath and the power of spirit within us. So keeping that in mind today, let's focus on our breath. Let's focus on this sensation that yoga brings to us as we are going through the poses. And then thirdly, consider how we feel once we come out of the pose. We'll try to take a little time to have some mindfulness during that time that we come out of the pose. So again, what are you preparing for? So hands come together at heart center, Anjali Mudra. Eyes closed. We'll begin our practice together with one chant of Om. Inhaling to chant. Inhale. If you're seated, bring your palms to the floor and come to standing. If you have glasses on, please take them off. Once we do our traditional opening, we're going to do Golden Seed. And Golden Seed is a vinyasa flow. We're going to do it rather slowly. I've never taught it before, so please bear with me. So feet are hip distance apart. Palms are together at heart center, shoulders back and down away from the ears. Eyes closed in preparation. Inhale, open your arms wide for joy. Exhale, rounding for love. Inhale, lift arms high for thanksgiving. Palms come together, heart center, Anjali Mudra. Inhale, joy. Exhale, round for love. Inhale, arms high, thanksgiving. Palms come together, Anjali Mudra. Praise. Inhale, joy. Exhale, rounding for love. Inhale, arms high, thanksgiving. Palms together at heart center, Anjali Mudra, praise and thanksgiving. Shoulders back and down, away from the ears. Arms come down by your sides, palms facing forward. Beginning our vinyasa flow. Open your legs a little bit wider. So feet will be at about a 45-degree angle. If you find that you need to adjust this width at any time, make adjustments throughout the practice. So we'll begin our Golden Seed. Palms forward, Arms by your side, thighs drawing in towards one another. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, cross the wrist over the head. Inhale, exhale, bring the hands behind your neck. Inhale, exhale, push out like you're opening a door with both hands. Inhale, exhale, slowly allow your knees to bend over the ankles. You can take this as deep as you would like. You can also be shallow, bringing strength in the legs. We're here for 2 breaths. Inhale. Inhale here. Exhale, push into your feet, come to standing, palms come together at heart center. Bring your feet closer together. So I want you to keep your legs open, but feet are moving in, so they are now parallel to one another. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, slowly forward fold. Allowing the curve of your spine to gently come forward. Drop the head. Bring the palms down to the mat. If you need to bend your knees, bend your knees. Use a block if you need to use a block. Inhale. As you exhale, lift your right arm behind you as far as you can. It may be out to the side. It may be behind you, maybe way behind you. Inhale. Exhale, slowly look over towards your right arm. Take 2 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, slowly allow that right arm to come down, palm back to the mat, drop the head, bend the knees, grab opposite elbows. On your exhale, allow that lower back to release. Inhale, exhale, palms come back to the mat, straighten the legs. Inhale, exhale, bring your left arm behind you. Exhale, inhale, and exhale, slowly begin to look over towards your left arm, wherever it is. 2 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, slowly allow that left arm to come back down to your mat. Walk your fingertips in facing each other. So allow your middle fingertips to touch. Bend your knees slightly. Inhale. Exhale, slowly come up to standing, bending vertebrae for vertebrae, keeping your fingertips together. Bringing your fingertips over your heart. Inhale, keep your fingertips together over the top of your head. Inhale. As you exhale, release your fingers and allow your hands to slowly come forward. We're going back into a forward bend. This time allowing our hands to do a pinwheel all the way behind us as far as you can possibly go as you lower your head towards the mat. Arms can be bent or arms can be straight. It's up to you. One more deep breath here. Inhale. Bend the knees. As you exhale, slowly unravel yourself. So hands come forward, knees are bent. Push into your heels all the way back up to standing. Arms come high overhead. Slight back bend. Palms come together. Down to heart center. Anjali Mudra. We're going to do this one more time, maybe just a little bit faster. Remember to use your props if you need them. So again, feet are a little bit more than hip distance apart. Remember, we just moved them in, so the angle now of our feet will be 45 degrees, and our legs will be out a little bit more than hip distance apart. Palms by your side, shoulders back and down. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, cross the hands at the wrist. Inhale, exhale, bring the hands behind the neck. Inhale, exhale, begin pushing as if you're opening a door, and at the same time lowering, bending your knees so that your knee is over your ankle. You're here for just a few breaths. On your next inhale, prepare to exhale, pushing into your feet. Palms come together at heart center, Anjali Mudra. Feet are now being moved towards a parallel position. So no longer at that 45-degree angle, but like this, where they are facing each other. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, slowly forward fold. Reaching towards the mat if you need a block. If you need something, use your fingertips, but your hand should be on something. Drop the head so it dangles. Maybe shake it yes, shake it no. Palms are on the mat. Inhale. As you exhale, allow your right arm to come behind you. Inhale. Exhale, look over towards your right arm. 2 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, bring that right arm back down to the mat. Drop the head, grab opposite elbows. Inhale, exhale, allow that lower back to really release. Bend the knees if you need to. If you don't, that's great. Inhale, drop both palms down to the mat. Inhaling. As you exhale, lift your left arm behind you. Inhale. Exhale, look over your left arm. Remembering to breathe here. We have 2 breaths. Deep inhale here. Exhale, slowly lower that left arm and left palm back to the mat. Drop the head. Inhale. Bend the knees. Exhale, slowly bring the hands together. Fingertips together. Lifting them high over your head. Nice and straight. Get a really good deep stretch here. We're getting ready to do our pinwheel forward. So inhale. Exhale, slowly allow yourself to hinge forward, belly button to spine, strong legs. The head is going to drop, the arms are going to come down and around and over as far as you can reach them. And it's okay if they're out to the sides or closer back. Wherever they are is fine. Keep breathing. Last deep inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Slowly allow yourself to come to standing. Unwind your hands. Bring your hands together and up over your head. Palms come together. Down to heart center. Anjali Mudra. Bring your feet in closer together, hip distance apart. And shake them out. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Shake out your hands, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And that was our golden seed flow. So moving on to our yin practice, find your way to seated. And this time I do want you to have, to be seated on a blanket. So find a position on your blanket that allows, when you are seated, cross-legged, allows your knees to be lower than your hips. So find what that feels like and looks like for you. For some people, it needs to be even higher, it needs to be on a block. And also, depending on what day it is, you may also find that you need to sit higher or lower. So once you find that position, Sukhasana is called comfortable seating in Sanskrit. So you're going to, at this time, place your right leg in front of your left leg. Getting tall through the spine, base of the spine reaching into the earth, crown of the head moving towards the heavens. This will be a timed posture. So I'm getting my clock ready. So you can use, if you like, a rolled up blanket, you can use a bolster, you can use a block to place your head on, whatever you find is comfortable. So you might need to make some adjustments and wiggle around until you say, this is where I need to be. So we're looking for just a little bit of stretch. From a scale of 1 to 10, we want to be about 4. So we know we're feeling some stretch, but it's not painful, and it's also not too easy. So we're looking to be in that position for about 3 minutes today. So preparing, place your hands down on the mat in front of you. Inhale. As you exhale, slowly allow your hands to walk out in front of you, and then begin to fold down. And you come wherever is good for you. It might be here, it might be way down. You might place your forearms on a block and then lower your head, which is what I'm going to do today because I feel very tight. So nice deep breaths in and out through the nose. We're here on this side for 3 minutes. So make sure you are getting a good stretch. The longer you're here, the more you're going to find that you can go deeper and deeper. So while here, consider our question, what are we preparing for? So we have about 1 more minute. So breathing in and out through the nose, allowing yourself to find more stretch and flexibility as you're in this pose. And if anything is pinching or burning or hurting, obviously you've gone too far and you need to back off just a little bit. So preparing to come out of the pose with head still bent and palms on the floor or mat in front of you. Slowly push your palms into the floor and walk your hands backwards to lift the torso back to tall seated. And before we change sides, just check in. And see how you feel after you come out of this pose on the right side of your body or the left side of your body, whichever leg was in front. Bring your hands behind you and lean on your hands. Plant your feet on the floor in front of you. Make them really wide. And then bring your knees in together and windshield wash your knees in and out, in and out. Bring your feet back towards center on the mat and windshield wipe first one way and then the other. We're preparing to go to the other side. So whatever leg you had in front this time, for me it was the right leg. You want the opposite leg to be in front. So finding your tall seat, making sure that your knees are lower than your hips. Bend your legs and then place whatever leg was not in front, place that one now in front of the other. Sitting nice and tall, shoulders back and down. Breathing in and out through the nose to the rhythm of your own breath. Inhale, and as you exhale, slowly allow your hands to walk you forward, hinging until you feel like it's time to just fold over. And allow yourself to come to a place where there's just enough tension that you're at about a level 4. Breathing in and out through the nose. As you allow yourself to go deeper into the stretch, allowing your head to drop. Feeling gravity taking you even deeper. We often think of sitting as not being active, but in Yin, when you're seated in these poses for a long period of time, there is a lot of activity, and it's happening really at the cellular, molecular level. And so we think, well, we're not really moving, we're not really doing much, but actually there is so much going on as you allow yourself to really open and release and create space in your cells, in the ligaments, the tendons, the muscles, the joints, the bones. You're creating space for fresh oxygen, fresh energy. Any positive thought that you have, you're sending there. Any negative thought you're sending there. So as you create space within your body, create bouquets of beauty and send them to yourself. And remember, in yoga, whatever we send and wish for ourselves, we also send and wish to others. And while you're in certain postures or poses, you may be thinking of others that you wish to send bouquets to, bouquets of beauty and love and health and happiness, well-being. Reach out with your heart in these moments and allow yourself to give to others as you give to yourself. Preparing to come out of this pose, plant your palms on the floor or mat in front of you. Begin slowly walking backwards with your hands, belly button knitted to your spine. Find your way to tall seated. Take your time. Sit here for just one moment. If you join your thumb and your pointer finger together and make a circle, and allow your 3 fingers that are together, if you let them come down on your knees, this is Janana Mudra, our wisdom seal. It helps us to find our wisdom within. Preparing for our release, bring your hands behind you on your mat. Lean backwards on your hands. Release your legs in front of you. Open your legs wide. Bring the knees together. In and out. In and out. One more time. In and out. Bring the feet back. Hip distance apart, windshield wash one way, and then the other way. And then the other way. Feels really good. Coming back to center, use your hands to bring you back to seated. Remove your blanket. You may need your blanket for the next position, so turn yourself sideways or long ways on your mat. Stretch your legs out in front of you. So I think for me today, I'm actually going to use a mat. It just feels more comfortable today. I'm not sure why, but I mean, use a blanket. I am on that. So I'm sitting a little bit higher. I don't know if you can see, but that does bring my hips up higher. So legs are extended out in front of you. Toes are curled to the nose. Long torso. Base of the spine pushing into the earth. Crown of the head reaching for the sky, shoulders back and down. Take a few breaths here just to feel how you feel in your body. Relax your feet. So going into the Yin Pose of Caterpillar, if you like, you can use either a rolled up blanket or you can use a bolster under your knees if your knees really hurt. So the backs of your knees sometimes can be very tense. This is a fold for the back, the upper and lower back, or mid and lower back. So this will decrease some of that, but it will protect your legs. If you roll a blanket, it can do the same. Maybe it's not quite as high. Also a pillow, if you have that, will work as well. So today I'm just taking good care of myself. I've had a lot going on this week, so I'm just going to do a more restorative, which is with the bolster under my knees. So we are going to be here for 3 minutes. Inhale, exhale, allow yourself to just gently fold forward. Relax the heels, the ankles, the legs, the knees, the thighs. Let your belly rest on your thighs. Arms come down wherever is comfortable for you. You can put your arms underneath your head if that's more comfortable. Remember, this is for you to find and create space. So this is creating space in the lower to mid back. And we'll be here for also about 3 minutes, maybe just a little bit less. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Allowing gravity to take you deeper with every exhale. Letting go of thought. Letting go of lists of things that you have to do. just being in this moment. Giving thanks to your body for the good that it does you every single day, for the strength that it has to house your beautiful spirit. You're preparing to come out of the pose. Place your hands on your feet or your ankles or your shins. And as you come out and you backward cat paw your way, give yourself a nice massage using your fingers, the base of your palm. Make sure when you come to tall seated, you give some special attention to your knees with your thumbs maybe rubbing into the tops of the knees, the sides, anywhere that feels good. You can even reach your fingers underneath the back of your knees and give them a little massage. Our feet and our legs do so much work during the day. It's really nice to give them some special attention. So coming out of this pose, we're going to go into Sphinx pose. So removing your blanket, if you have a blanket, Sphinx pose will come up on our knees or find your way to tabletop. You might want a blanket with you. I know that I do because I need blankets on either sides because I tend to pop up my hip on both sides when I'm in this pose. So we're in tabletop. Let's take 2 rounds of cat-cow while we're here. Feet can be either curled under toes or flat. It's up to you. Inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale, drop the tailbone, lift the belly, drop the head. Inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, lift the head. Exhale, drop the tailbone, lift the belly, drop the head. Come back to tabletop, tuck your toes under, inhale. Exhale, push up and back into downward facing dog. Pedal out your dog, meaning to just move your legs as if you're pedaling a bicycle, pushing into the knuckles of your hands. Knit the belly button to the spine. Lift the tailbone up to the sky. If you have straight legs, that's great. If you need to bend them, that's okay. Do whatever feels good to you. From here, straighten your legs. Inhale, bring your left knee towards your left nose. Come forward and drop your left knee beside or behind your left hand. Straighten out your right leg. This is a closed hip pose, meaning that you don't want to be sitting on one side or the other. You really want to have both hips facing forward. So once in this position, you can stay here. Oops, there are times. You can stay here, or if you'd like to go deeper, you can come down on a block. When you're here, you drop your head. And we're here for about 3 minutes. If you can go deeper and go farther down and put your head on your hands, that's fine too. So find what's comfortable for you. You can bring your leg so that it is parallel with the front of your mat. If you do that, remember you must have a closed hip. That causes, for me and for most people, the left side of the body to lift up, which is why you do put a blanket or pillow under there. It's a little too much for my knee to do that, so I tend to not bring that leg forward. So we're here for about 2 more minutes. Breathing in and out through the nose. Remembering that we have so much to be grateful for. Thinking about what it is we're also preparing for. And in terms of Lent, but just in terms of life. We have this span of life, and what are we preparing for during this beautiful journey of life? Breathing in and out through the nose, letting go of obligations, letting go of expectations, opening up our hearts and minds to possibilities of what can be. What are we preparing for? So preparing to come out of this pose, plant your palms out on your mat. If you have a block that you are resting on or a blanket, remove those. Tuck the toes of your right leg. Inhale. As you exhale, push up on your right leg. Bring your left leg back all the way and push into downward facing dog. Give yourself a little pedal, wiggle out. We're going to the other side. So inhale, bring that right knee in towards the nose. Slowly drop it down behind the right hand. Left leg comes down on the mat. Untuck the toes. Allow yourself to find closed hip pose. If you need a blanket under your hip, you place it there. Sometimes you have to double up on one side and not on the other. That's okay. Find where you need to be. You can stay high the entire time. You can come down a little bit lower, maybe on a block. Or even lower on the mat if you're comfortable there. Relaxing your head wherever you are, allow yourself the release of just letting everything go. Gravity does the work for you once you have found that edge, the number 4 edge, I call it. If you are a list maker, you might be thinking, oh, I'm preparing to make lists this afternoon. Or you might be thinking, I'm preparing to check my list off this afternoon. But beyond our day-to-day, What is it we are preparing for with all of our activities, with all of our relationships? Breathing in and out through the nose, the breath, the pranayama, the spirit. Preparing to come out of this pose. Palms come back to the mat. Remove a block if you need to. Remove your blanket if you need to. So hips are facing forward. You're on your hands, palms are on the mat. Tuck the toes of your left foot. It's strong in your left leg. Straighten it out. Inhale. Exhale, push up and back and bring your right leg beside your left leg. Continue pushing into the knuckles. Lift your tailbone. Head comes down, belly button to spine. Walk your dog. In downward dog, bring your feet together. Inhale, lift your right leg. Point your toe, open up your hip. Bend your right knee. Point your right knee up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, look under your right arm. Inhale. Exhale, straighten out your right leg. Head comes back to center. Flex the foot. Close the hip and bring that leg down. We need to do the other side. Feet are together. Inhale. Left arm comes high. Left leg comes high. Point the toe. Bend the knee. Lift the knee up towards the ceiling. Push into your right palm. Look over towards your left knee. Inhale. Exhale. Straighten out that left leg. Flex the foot. Close the hip. Bring that left leg down. Tiptoe all the way up to the front of your mat. Orangutan walk yourself there. Still fully bent. Grab opposite elbows. Bend the knees. Inhale and exhale here through the nose. Releasing the lower back. Plant your palms. Come down on your right knee. Come down on your left knee. Bring your hips to your heels. Come to seated. If that's too much for you, remember your blanket can always come underneath your knees. If that's too much for you, you can open your knees wider, and sometimes that's helpful. If it's too much, find another position that is comfortable for you. Take a moment here to feel your body as you come out of these poses. Palms are together. Moving into cradle, palms come to the mat. Let one hip go to one side or the other. Allow your feet to come forward. Find your way down on the mat. So the most safe way is to come down on your side and then to roll over. So once here, feet are hip distance apart. Right knee comes into the chest. Left knee comes into the chest. Interlock your fingers and gently rock back and forth. So this is child's pose, but on your back. So if child's pose hurts your knees too much whenever we go into child's pose, you can always take this expression of child's pose. So while you just get a little release and your back, mid back, low back. You can put your hands on your knees and sort of allow your knees to go away from the body so that you can get closer to your lower back and the sacrum if that feels good to you. And you can do little circles one way and little circles another way. Preparing for twist, bring both feet down on the mat. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, drop both knees to the right side of your mat. Left arm comes out, straight out beside you. If you like, right arm can come out and up over your head, or you can have it down by your side, whatever is comfortable for you. If you need to adjust your hips so that you can get a deeper twist, give yourself permission to do that. We're here on this side for also 3 minutes. And this will be our last pose before Shavasana. So take your time here. Enjoy the pose, enjoy the stretch. Be present with your thoughts, be present with your breathing. So we concentrate on 3 things: our pranayama, our breathing. Number 2 is sensation, how we're feeling when we are in the pose. And the last point, number 3, is how do we feel when we come out of the pose and examine what we feel in our body, what the result has been from all of our work of letting go, all of our work of acceptance for where we are, all of our work for allowing ourselves the time to take time for ourselves and our body, to bring breath and life and spirit to every cell. Preparing to come out of this pose, bring your left hand and your right hand down beside you, palms face down. Inhale. As you exhale, push into your right foot and really push into the thigh of your right foot, giving it all the activation. Your left leg will rise on its own. Make any adjustments you need to come back to center. Inhale. Exhale, allow both knees to fall towards the mat or the floor on the opposite side. Right arm is extended out. Palm can face up or down. Left hand can be straight out. Above you, on your thigh, on your tummy, wherever you like to feel, or just beside you. Shoulders are on the mat. Your head is relaxing. If you move it gently to the right and to the left, your mat is cradling your head. And you're feeling yourself just sink away, allowing everything to let go and just to become. Follow your own breath. Consider any sensations that you have. Maybe how one side is different than the other side. Releasing all expectation. And just letting go. And loving yourself where you are at this moment. Preparing to come out of this pose. Arms come down by your sides, palms facing on the mat. Inhale. Exhale, press into your left foot, activate your left leg, push into that left foot and bring yourself back to center. Make any adjustments you need to. Bring your right leg in toward your chest, your left leg in toward your chest. Interlock your fingers, rock back and forth at your own pace, just a few times. Feet come down to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, stretch your right leg out and your right arm and really reach opposite directions. Inhale, left leg is stretched out, right arm overhead and stretch in opposite directions. And stretch one side and then stretch the other side. Make circles with your wrists one way and then the other, and circles with your ankles one way and then the other. And then let everything just come down to a stop. Arms by your side, palms facing up or down in our Shavasana pose. Bringing us to the end of class. Before I ring the bell for our 2 minutes of Shavasana, with your eyes closed, I will read you 2 things which I thought very pertinent for today. The first one is St. Augustine. People travel to wander at the height of the mountains, at the huge waves of the seas, at the long course of the rivers, at the vast compass of the ocean, at the circular motion of the stars, and yet they pass by themselves without wondering. And the next is a quote by Albert Camus. In the midst of winter, I found there was within me an invincible summer. So as we prepare for Shavasana with eyes closed, you'll have 2 minutes to be with your thoughts, to be with your own preparation. With eyes closed, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe splay your fingers and scrunch up your toes and your fingers. Making circles once again with your wrist and your ankles one way, and then another way. Reaching arms and legs in opposite directions for a big stretch. And find your way to one side of your body and make your way to seated. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today on this beautiful, sunny, almost summer day. I love you and whatever you are preparing for. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy, peaceful, and free. Namaste.
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 Have a great day, everybody.
That was great.
Thanks.
Linda.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good to see everyone.
Good to see everybody. Oh, I see everybody. Yay. I didn't see you before. I could only see myself. Hey, Celia. Oh, it's so good to see everybody. Yay.
Sorry, I was late. So.
Oh, I can't tell because I don't see anything, unfortunately. So I love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Day.